What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It has been quite a while since I've released a video, but I thought what better way to get back up on this channel than do my NFL 2023-2024 playoff predictions. It has been a great NFL season. Time has flown by, and we are already in playoffs, so let's get right into these playoff predictions. We got the AFC, we got the NFC, tons of great teams representing each conference. And I'm hoping for some nice, fun matches in the next couple weeks. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get right into it. Starting it off, we have the Ravens as the 1 seed. You know, the Bills, they came out of nowhere and won the AFC East. The Chiefs winning the AFC West kind of made sense. And then we had the Texans out of nowhere coming out to win the AFC South, taking down the Jaguars. And then, of course, the Colts game last week. The 49ers representing the NFC West. We have the Cowboys for the NFC East, which is a bit of a surprise over the Eagles. We have the Lions for the first time in ages taking the NFC North, and then the Buccaneers, led by Baker Mayfield, for the NFC South. So for the AFC, starting it off, we have the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. I think this will be a very good matchup. You know, you have the young and exciting core of the Houston Texans with DeMeco Ryans and, of course, C.J. Stroud, the standout quarterback from Ohio State. But then you have the Browns, a really deep team that's just overcome all their injuries and hardships, and they find themselves sitting at 11-6 at the number one wild card seed. And I think they're going to go out and they're going to win this. You know, they're rallying around a great leader in Joe Flacco. And I think this Texans team had an incredible season, but they're just too young to take down a veteran-like team under Joe Flacco. And, of course, even with all the injuries, the Browns still have one of the best defenses in the league. For the Chiefs and the Dolphins, I think this game will be extremely competitive. You know, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, who everybody knows as possibly the dynasty of the last couple seasons. And then you have the fun and exciting Dolphins team with Tua, Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Mike McDaniel. As for this game, I'm going to go with a revenge game for the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek Hill's revenge game. You know, I think the Chiefs are a dynasty, but over the past couple seasons, and they've done well. But the Chiefs have been a really big mess for me this season. You know, you have the altercations with the refs. Patrick Mahomes is not playing too hot this season. He doesn't have the help he needs at receiver. The defense has been inconsistent. I just don't think this is the year for the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins, and I think that they are a competitive team and will get the win on the road. And the Bills and the Steelers, extremely happy for the Steelers. They've overcame a lot, similar to the Browns, to make it here in the playoffs. Mike Tomlin does it again, gets over 500. He's just doing an incredible coaching job. But the Bills are hot. They've won their last couple games. They came out of nowhere to win the AFC East. They should win this game very easily. Moving on to the NFC, the Eagles and the Buccaneers. This is going to be a rematch of the game a couple seasons ago, when the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. But I think this is a new Eagles team. You know, they've come off of a couple losses, and they had a rough end to the season after starting 10-1. And I also like the Buccaneers. You know, Baker Mayfield has really revived his career down there in Tampa. They've had a proficient offense of Mike Evans and Rachaad White. But I just think despite that, the Eagles are a loaded team, and I think they shouldn't have a problem winning this. The Rams and the Lions, this will be a historical game. You know, the Lions, they haven't made the playoffs in so many years. Their franchise quarterback in Matthew Stafford, who really brought them to daylight, you know, he leaves to go to the Rams, he wins a Super Bowl, and now all of a sudden the Lions come out of nowhere, and they sit in the 3 seed. I think there's no way the Lions don't win this game. You know, I could see it, I guess you could say. I could see it, the Rams win, just because of how hot they have been. Overall, the Rams are still a really talented team, but the Lions are hot. They haven't been in the playoffs in years, and they want to get revenge from all the terrible seasons and terrible just overall games that they played in the past, and they're going to get a win this week. The Cowboys and the Packers. This is going to be a very memorable match. As just a couple years ago, Des Bryant, did he make the catch? I don't know. But I think this will be a really good game. The Packers slowly crept into and sneakily crept into the playoffs. Jordan Love really made a name for himself this season. But I think the Cowboys should take this game, despite the competition that the Packers will put up. Cowboys are loaded, great defense, really, really efficient offense, and I think they should take. Now in the AFC, we have the Bills and the Browns. I think this is going to be, again, a really good game. The Browns, they've just one of the best defenses in the league. And of course, you have the Joe Flacco story. He revived his career. Now he's in Cleveland throwing 300 yards a game. And I think the Browns have a great story, but the Bills are hot. The Bills just took down the Dolphins. They're going to be hungry. They've lost the past couple seasons in the playoffs. They're going to win this game. The Browns are too injured and banged up. And I think in the playoffs, I'm going to take Josh Allen and trust in him more than who we all love, Joe Flacco. And then the Ravens and the Dolphins, another going to be a great game. The Ravens completely obliterated the Dolphins just a couple weeks ago, but I think this will be a competitive game. There's really something that the Ravens and the Dolphins are fighting for, of course. We're in a divisional matchup. A lot of playmakers on both sides. Lamar Jackson's putting up an MVP-like season. And the Ravens, just as a team, have been really fluent together. And I think they should win this game. Despite how exciting and amazing the Dolphins have been this year, they've just been inconsistent. They haven't been able to beat the best teams. And I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to struggle against this really, really good Ravens defense. And I just think that the Ravens should be able to take this at home. Then we have the Lions and the Cowboys. I think this will be a terrific game, action filled. A lot of plays going to be made, and I think it could go either way. The Cowboys, they've fought all season. They've won a lot of big games, and they've asserted themselves as a dominant NFC team. But the Lions, they've also done this. The Lions should have won their matchup in the later end of the regular season when the offensive lineman caught that touchdown. Very controversial call. I think the Lions should have won it. I think the Cowboys offense is slightly one-dimensional around CeeDee Lamb. And I think the Lions, they're just going to be hyped up after their win against their former quarterback. They're going to take it on the road, head into the NFC Championship, and start an incredible playoff run. The Niners and the Eagles, this is going to be another amazing game. Two of the best teams in the NFL going into the regular season, and up until maybe week 12, these were the two best teams in the NFL. The Niners were up there. The Eagles were 10-1, but I just think the Eagles haven't been the same since they fell off. They lost a lot of just momentum after losing those couple games. Nick Sirianni's had a lot of tension around him. Just the offense hasn't performed, and I just think the Niners at home have to win this game. I don't see the Eagles. But yes, I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers to win this game at home. Now we are on to the conference championship round between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers and Detroit Lions, and the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. The Ravens and the Bills game, this could go down as one of the greatest playoff matchups, I think, of the decade. You just look at these such amazing teams with so many playmakers on both sides of the ball. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, James Cook has really stood out for the Bills. On the Ravens, of course, Lamar Jackson, their run game with Gus Edwards and Justice Hill has been great, even with the loss of J.K. Dobbins. And then you have Odell Beckham, you have Zay Flowers, you have a great offensive line and a great coaching staff under John Harbaugh. And then the defense, possibly the best in the league. And I just think this Ravens team is simply the best team in the NFL. I don't think it's close. They beat down on the 49ers, so there really shouldn't be any other words against this. And I think the Bills have also been a great team. I really like what they've done as of late, rallying the troops and winning the AFC East. But the Bills are banged up on defense. They've lost a lot of players, and I can't trust Josh Allen. He has a turnover issue. It's just really hard for him to win in these big games. I'm going to take the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. They're overall the most talented team in all of football. Then we have the Lions and the 49ers. Another two really good teams. I think these are arguably the two best teams in the NFC. We know the 49ers are the Lions, you could say so. And I think the Lions, they've had such a good season under Dan Campbell. Jared Goff's really revived his career. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery have done amazing. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown standing out as one of the best receivers in the league. They have a ton of momentum. They won the NFC North, but it's their first season in the playoffs in a long time. And I don't think anybody on this roster has made the playoffs with the Lions. And the Cinderella run's just going to have to come to an end. They're playing the best team in the NFC, the best defense in maybe the whole league. Brock Purdy, you could say he's a system quarterback. He's had only one or two bad games all season. They have an extremely good offense as a whole, and I think the Niners take it. Then we have the Super Bowl, the 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be an incredible game. The San Francisco 49ers coming all the way from San Francisco, California, to play against the Baltimore Ravens, a rematch of a Super Bowl 11 years ago, which is crazy to say. But I think this could go either way. They played just a couple weeks ago on Christmas. In the Ravens, they beat down the Niners, but I just think that was a very unlucky game for the 49ers. Brock Purdy, he's just a sophomore, you could say, in the NFL. Mistakes are natural, and when you're surrounded by such a good team, you're going to have bad games sometimes, even if the team doesn't play well. And I think you got to give him some credit for what he's done. As for the Ravens, I think they have the MVP, Lamar Jackson. I think it's safe to say he's the MVP. So this could go either way. But in the end, I'm going to give it to the San Francisco 49ers to win this game. The Ravens beat down on them last time. They're going to overlook them for this Super Bowl matchup. And I think Brock Purdy's going to have a great performance along with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle in that very talented defense. I think they're just going to be able to overwhelm the Baltimore offense and hold their own against the Ravens defense. I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl, but I have the 49ers taking it. And I think it could go either way, but let me know in the comments what you guys think of this prediction. Here is the bracket. Somewhere down here below, I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers to take it all. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.